Hi, this is Pim from the Smart Diabetics Academy. Today we are going to talk about how to eat for diabetes. So if you have been watching any of my previous videos, you will know that I'm a proponent of a low carbohydrate diet, and today I'm going to show you how you can structure your diet to get the most out of it. And as a bonus, I will also show you how you can decrease the damage if you choose to have a bit too many carbs. Okay, so first of all, anyone who is type 2 diabetic should be on a low carbohydrate diet. There's no way around it if you also want to be healthy and improve your condition. With that said, for some people it's not as easy as just cutting the carbs and suddenly they have perfect blood sugar control. And that's part of why I created the Smart Blood Sugar Solution, to teach my students all aspects of blood sugar control. But I will try to explain some of the basics here. So one of the major reasons it may not work for everyone or for you is that you're eating too often. It's really that simple, because every time we eat, our bodies will release insulin. Normally, insulin will help store blood sugar that comes from your food, but when you don't eat any carbs, before your body has gotten used to this diet, your blood sugar may drop a bit, and this is seen as a warning signal by your body, which will then start producing its own sugar in the liver and release it into the blood, and therefore increasing your blood sugar. So even if you don't eat any carbs, you might still get increase in blood sugar. And in a healthy person, this will be just enough to kind of keep your blood sugar in the physiological range that it wants to be in, so in a healthy level. But in a diabetic, it's often exaggerated. So your blood sugar will be elevated as a response. The liver will produce more sugar than it needs to produce, because the liver is kind of programmed to knowing that when there is that much insulin present, we will store this much sugar. So therefore I need to put more and more out because there's so much insulin here. But your body doesn't have the capacity of using that insulin to store all of that sugar, so the sugar will be elevated. So the very first thing you want to do when you're not managing your blood sugar very well, whether you're on a low carb diet or any other diet, by the way, is to stop eating all the time. And that might sound really scary. I'm one of these people. I used to eat at least 6 times per day, and my mom was like, will you just stop eating? You're constantly eating. I was like, yeah, but I'm exercising so much and I'm hungry, and I had been taught that you need to eat constantly to keep your blood sugar levels constant, and that is BS. Okay, so I recommend a maximum of 3 meals per day, no snacking, and this is actually plenty, even though it might not feel like it because you have grown up with 3 meals and snacks and been told, like me, that it's good to keep your blood sugar stable. It isn't. All it does is keeping your blood sugar up, especially as a diabetic. And if our bodies don't know how to do this, there is something wrong. Here is the secret. We have a system for creating our own sugar, just in case our blood sugar is going low, and we also have fat stores on our bodies in case we need energy and we're not able to eat. So we have the whole backup system. We don't have to eat 24/7. Our bodies know how to handle this. They're pretty good at it, believe me. And it's completely normal. This is the way nature created us. This is how our bodies should be working. So when our bodies are working optimally, we can easily tap into our fat stores, release that fat for energy that we need. We can easily create enough sugar in our liver to support our brain function or whatever it might be, and make sure that our blood sugar isn't dropping. This is the capacity we have as human beings. All human beings have that, unless you have some very rare, maybe genetic or otherwise, defect somewhere. Okay? Now, I promise to tell you about what to do to lessen the damage if you happen to eat too many carbs or more carbs than you should. So this is the thing. Protein, and even more so fat, blunts the response of carbohydrates. So if you're ever going to eat a lot of carbs that you know that you shouldn't, you really should try to do it at the end of a meal. And preferably make sure that it's a high fat meal. Now, I'm talking about how to lessen the blood sugar spike that you will get from your meal. You will run into other problems if you do this regularly, but if it's a one-off and you don't want to get on the blood sugar roller coaster, this is my best tip for how to avoid it. Because I know that you're human, I'm human, and most humans want to do what everyone else is doing every now and then. I am not saying that you should do this every Friday, because that is probably too much. But let's say that you're invited to a wedding in 2 months' time and you're like, I just want to do this, but I don't want that spike, and I don't want to have the blood sugar hangover the day after, etc. Obviously, try to not eat the whole wedding cake. Try to limit your carbohydrates, but also eat them after you've eaten other food. So there are other ways and other considerations that you can make for how to deal with these problems, and one of them that I'm usually using with a lot of my clients is that we work on cravings, etc. But either way, whatever way you want to do, just make sure that you have a plan for how to do this. Because if you go to a party without a plan, your lower brain is going to take over. It's going to be like, yeah, let's have 3 portions of cake and extra potatoes and a lot of soda or whatever. So don't kind of go out of control. You just use this if you need to have something, which is more than you usually have, but don't want to have that. It's not magic. Like, you can't have a mountain of sugar and actually just manage it by eating some fat and protein before that. That's not going to work. So put the lid on a little bit. But there are other ways of dealing with this as well, which I'm teaching all of that in the Smart Blood Sugar Solution, which is my new program if you have missed that. And I'm also including free coaching in that program. So if you want to take the plunge and get the help that you need to sort out your blood sugar once and for all, just check out the link in the description and use my very generous discount code of 25% off for all my YouTube followers. And for more information about diet and blood sugar control, please just subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get notified the next time I put a video up. And if there is a specific topic that you want me to address and talk about in one of these videos, please let me know that in the comments as well, so that I can make a video on that. So I will see you in the next video.